Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are at. We are in the evening in a nice warmish day in Wales. We're back with another episode of The Real Wrestling Show. And we are The Real Wrestling Show, talking about what we believe to be the real wrestling show, which is AEW.
So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls above the ages of 15, we proudly bring to you the greatest wrestling block tag team champions in the world. We got
the Bull Bastard Big Z, accompanied by the TV Man, aka
the phenomenal going just as bold.
Oh my god, it's fucking Trevor from GTA!
Together we make it the real wrestling show.
Dash Bloggy. Oh. What will we do on here is a rundown of
Here is running through Dynamite and Rampage and any specials that there may be. And pay-per-views. But there has not been any, so it will just be Dynamite and Rampage.
Sweet. Yeah, so I've got half of Dynamite and I've got Rampage. Dawes has got all of Dynamite. So I'll kick the first one off.
Yeah, you do the first match, and then I'll do the rest.
I've got more than just one match. I've got a squash match as well.
Okay. You do the squash match.
First up, we had Jungle Boy versus Matt Hardy in a setup match, let's say. Ego in Hardy's corner. Ego gets pissed at the handshake early on. Very average back and forth. Nothing spectacular in the match. Jungle Boy dive, side effect by Hardy, was quite nice. Darby, Sammy G was watching from backstage. Jungle Boy into the crowd by Ethan. Side effect on the apron by Hardy, looked good. Guillotine to Hardy, looked good. Gets a 2 count. Ego on the apron causing a distraction. Superplex by Hardy, gets a 2 count. Ego on the apron again. Hook comes out. Ego hits Hardy when trying to go for hook. Jungle Boy dive. Running elbow finish of the match. It was a bit slow, this match, for me. But
Yeah.
the reason I felt like it was slow was because this, obviously the Ethan Page storyline is all about that. So it's like, oh well, it's supposed to be slow because they're not really supposed to be hurting each other, you know.
Yeah, and the Jungle Boy thing is just to get a big win over a big name.
Yeah, moving forward to go into the title contendership.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Hardy man of the match.
Yeah, agreed.
And I had 2 moments.
Agreed.
After the match, MJF comes out, says the Jungle Boy could have been running it alongside MJF. Shut the fuck up chant by the crowd, and MJF goes, no. So I thought it was pretty good. Says the Jungle Boy's missus says that he can't fuck. And then
I thought this was a brilliant promo. With,
it was a good promo.
Remember what I said to you after our first match? All Out 2020 or whatever it was. It's like, it's the first time I've gone up to someone and shook their hand. Do you remember what? And I loved that. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. No, I like that. I got to turn the TV up a bit, bro.
Yeah, but I thought that was awesome. And the way, and he was like, do you know what I said to you? I said, nice guys, finish fast.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, it all worked wicked, man. Goes on a little bit long though, MJF's promos. But I get why, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, once he says, Jungle Boy said your missus says you can't fuck, they start brawling.
Yeah.
So, I probably think it was the other way around after she hit the floor by being dumped by Willow.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt she'd want to fuck, to be honest.
Yeah, and brilliant. Like I said, nothing, not a spectacular match, but I thought it was still a brilliant opener.
Yeah, it was a good opener for the storyline,
Yeah.
but it was a bit slow.
Scientificness of it, and the MJF promo afterwards, obviously.
Still, the match itself was a bit slow.
Then we had Marvez with Omega and Don Callis, where Don's saying, oh, you know, well, Hangman just like kind of threw me with his wrist, and I kind of just anticipated the worst and went out. I'm going to apologise to Hangman myself.
Yeah. Sly. He's still the sly one, mate.
Yeah.
Omega said, did he hit you before? Don says that he'll go and apologise. Yeah, it's all sly, man. It's all sly. Especially what happened next. Next up, we had a promo Acclaim 2.0 out in the town. With the Jericho Appreciation Society, they say, are you in or are you out? We will check in with you next week. So they're obviously going to go, no, go fuck off. Like, thank you for all the beer and everything like that. Jericho's going to get pissed off with it, being like, what, you drunk on my bubbly? you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good. And then we had Dalton Castle and the boys versus the BCC in a squash match. It was a squash match. It was a trio squash match, the first of its kind in AEW, I believe. BCC attack on a ramp, lift up choke slam by Claudio, sit out powerbomb for the finish. That is it. Nothing more happened.
Exactly word for word, right?
One moment, Claudio man of the match.
Exactly word for word what I read.
Over to you, Brave.
We had the last week Omega recap.
Vikingo, sick wrestler.
Yeah. Well, I believe on the average, he was fighting the other guy, which I really enjoyed recently, Commander.
Yeah, he's good, he is.
And I think they're fighting each other on the average, or fought each other on a recent average.
Oh, did they?
I believe, yeah.
I haven't bothered. I haven't bothered buying on it.
No, I know that. There's only so much wrestling you can afford to buy and watch as well.
It's just the time to watch it all, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like one thing, it'd probably be enjoyable because I know I don't have to note on it or anything like. Do you know what I mean? When it's Dynamite on Rampage, fucking pain in the ass. But
we had Omega versus Bob's Pipe. Or last week Omega recap just before that.
Yeah.
And then we have Hangman with Marvez, interrupted by Dom, saying he's sorry. BCC jump Hangman. Don's is like, and he kind of tries to shake Mox's hand.
He doesn't move, mate. He doesn't flinch. His hands out like that the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he's a snake.
And then he gets dropped by Mox, busted open big time and taken to hospital. As they announce the next match, which is Omega versus Cobb. Omega is fought by Tony Schiavone. That Don has been attacked by the BCC and he's hit. Not to the extent that he is, though.
Well, the Don Callis cut on his face is legitimate. As he turned around, he headbutted one of the cameras. And apparently the injury, whoever seen it or said that they could see his skull. So, pretty significant, like. Wasn't supposed to happen. So, nice. Yeah.
Nice storyline, though, intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
All being fought well.
I wonder if Don Callis is a snake.
Next up, we had Omega versus Jack Cobb, the IWGP US title. Leaping Hurricane by Omega, then a leaping sent onto the outside, Sue. Nice brainbuster running and twisting by Cobb's Beast. Cobb stomps Omega. No point. Well, Cobb slams Omega into the post. Delayed vertical suplex off the second rope by Cobb. V-trigger after a few running knees. A one-winged angel. Omega wins. Cobb man of the match.
I went Omega man of the match. Didn't think this was a good match either.
I had a booker.
I had three moments. Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't rate this match. Well, I did. Obviously, I'll give it 3 moments, but
I don't think it lived up to the hype.
No, it didn't. Like, no, it really didn't. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think it should have probably happened in Japan.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Cobb is better off fighting like beefier guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Throwing around an average sized guy is not that impressive by Jeff Cobb. But throwing around someone like Mox, who's got a bit of bulk to him, or someone like that,
Jake Hager.
Yeah, like Jake Hager, someone like that, like, do you know what I mean? That would be more impressive, but yeah, fell a bit flat for me. After the match, BCC come out, Bryan Danielson comes out for the save, for Psycho knee to Kenny Omega, LeBell lock, BCC beat everybody down. Good storyline again. And the only reason I jumped on that is because I got one more note after this and then I got nothing.
What's your thought though on BCC being just brutal bad guys?
I think it's pretty good. Do you know what I mean? I didn't, when Bryan Danielson run down, I didn't expect at all for him to be on Omega's side. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though they played it like it, it's like, yeah, he's not going to be turning his back on the BCC.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Next up, we had a promo recap, and it was FTR. Loser leaves AEW. Ass Boys says they're going to beat FTR. Not really interested in this storyline, to be honest.
No, they tried to give it that fucking extra hype. It will quit AEW if we lose.
Which their contract is up in the air at the moment.
Yeah, but...
Well, I hope they re-sign. I hope they re-sign. If they don't re-sign, I hope they go to ROH instead.
Yeah.
But the way that Tony Khan talks about ROH, of like, oh, they haven't got the budget for this, that, and this, rather like, would they have the budget for FTR? You know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, be honest, in a realistic world, let's be fair, mate. If Tony Khan were loaded, I guarantee you AEW isn't making enough money to pay that entire roster.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like with the likes of Sting and your Moxleys and your Jerichos, on top of your people like Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy and...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, some of them he would be able to, but Jericho's maybe not. You know.
That's what I mean. Like, if you think the whole roster, I guarantee you AEW is not making enough money to pay for that entire roster.
No, not at all.
But anyway, moving on. We had Blade versus Orange Cassidy for the international title. B&B attacked before Bell, and the ref ejects Blade. Obviously, Orange is beating up. Something interesting there, bro? More interesting than me? Huh?
Okay.
Backbreaker submission by Butcher, always beast. A nice counter knee by Butcher during Orange's DDT, that was beast. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
Who
are we watching? Who are we talking about now? Orange and...
Orange. Butcher and Orange, sorry.
Butcher, yeah.
Blade nails Orange with a crowbar behind the ref's back. Beth friends take out Blade. Orange punch, beach break, Orange wins. I went with Butcher man of the match.
Yeah, Butcher man of the match. He was good in this. He has been good the last couple of weeks, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of the better matches. Probably the best match on the show, actually.
Maybe. But yeah, I went Butcher man of the match. I had 3 moments.
I didn't have none. Not because I didn't have any. I just didn't note it down.
I just didn't note any.
No.
Next up, we had Jade dissing Fire. Right, whatever it is, bullshit. Same old shit.
Well, Jade was in it, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
Later, look good though.
Dissing Action Andrade. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Then we had Willow versus Ruby Soho. Nice sidewalk slam on the counter by Willow. Vicious knees to Willow by Soraya while the ref is distracted. Spinebuster gets 2 for Willow. Twisting DVD on Ruby's head looked a beast.
Yeah.
Thought she killed her.
But she didn't though.
No future off the second row. Then another one gets 2 for Ruby. Nice punch by Willow. Soho gets the pin. Using the rope with Soraya's help holding the feet down. Soho wins. I won the Willow man of the match.
Yeah, Willow man of the match. I think it was like 2 moments, 2 or 3 moments.
I went 4.
Yeah, it was okay.
Willow was really good in this match. And Ruby was good for Ruby.
Compliment there from Dawes for the Ruby of the Soho.
Soraya and Co attack after the match. Green and Blue try to make the save, but they don't really, they just get bashed. Then Hater comes out, clears house.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bit of a lackluster show, man.
Yeah.
Can I have those for free? You can have that one for free as well.
Oh, that's me. Next up, we have the main event of Dynamite Evening, which was Garcia versus Adam Cole's baby.
Adam Cole's a baby.
I actually enjoyed this match. The beginning was a bit sloppy with the back and forth submissions they were trying to go through and the raw throughs and stuff. I left a bit.
It was fluent.
Yeah.
Well, most of it was fluent.
Yeah, they looked a bit of a. But when it did look scrappy, it looked decent. So,
Yeah.
like, they freestyled it well.
It was what I felt like. I felt like it was like Adam Cole shouldn't have been on the same par as him in that back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, but I suppose it's like our first match back. It could be portrayed like that, do you know what I mean?
Cross chop to the throat, then a file driver, Benoit style by Garcia.
I'm glad you said cross chop to the throat. I noticed that as well.
Yeah, it was Benoit style, mate.
Yeah.
It just reminded me exactly of Benoit.
He does make Garcia.
Move to the midsection, big move, DDT,
Yeah.
file driver, whatever it is. Nice flying lines, neck breaker by Cole, always beastly. The deadlift German by Garcia was sick.
Yeah.
Dragon Tamer counters the Panamana
Panama Sunrise.
Steep belt pile driver by Garcia, beast. And then the Panorama Sunrise, then the boom. Cole wins, I went with Garcia man of the match.
Garcia man of the match. Yeah,
What about that?
it was a bit harsh that Garcia was made to fight a baby, but, you know, Adam Cole's a baby. Yeah, it was a good match, but I still think I was more impressed by Butcher and his display with Orange. Because Orange seems to have a good match with everybody, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, said it early on, like, Butcher's a sick wrestler, like, do you know what I mean? And he's got better and better and better. And his looks got better as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Butcher.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. What do you think he had, Orange? None? Orange says none.
After the match, Britt comes out. Big kiss to Adam Cole. Massive streamers.
There, that got stuck around his legs and he couldn't walk properly, the moron.
Yeah. And then after that, Jericho comes out, gets Garcia kind of.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that. And when he got up the ramp as well, it's like, oh, is he going to go back? Nah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
You know, it's good build as well for story, you know. But it seems like anybody who is anybody that's going up the ranks has got to go through JAS, like.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it should be, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, got to go through the henchmen first.
Yeah. Overall, I quite enjoyed the show, actually.
Nah, I thought it was lame. I couldn't, like, stay entertained by it, like, I just thought, compared to last week and a week before that, you know, just wasn't on it. Not
I
for
think
me.
it might be because it was WrestleMania weekend as well, mate, so let's put on a Tamer show. Save our talent for after WrestleMania because there's no point trying to compete with WrestleMania, basically.
Well, no, I appreciate that, like, but Wednesday is like 4 days before WrestleMania, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
You know what I mean? You know. But I suppose it had like storyline on it. But it's just, for me, the wrestling was just a bit shit, like. But anyway. You gonna have 5 minutes, yeah?
Yeah.
We're gonna have 5 minutes. In a bit. So now we're gonna talk about Rampage. I still don't know why we do that, man. It's fucking weird.
Maybe
But anyway.
we'll stop maybe we'll stop one day.
Maybe. First match we had the Rampage with Sammy G with Ty Mello in his corner versus Takeshita, which was a pretty good match, this one.
I love this match, mate. I thought it was a brilliant match.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Huge elbow by Takeshita, knocking Sammy on his ass, pretty funny. Jungle Boy and Darby watching backstage. Sammy G diving knee, Takeshita landing while Takeshita's hung up on a rope. That's pretty good. That's Nyla Rose's move, pretty much. Takeshita dive and a heavy landing on Sammy G's leg, and then Sammy was favouring his knee most of the match. Double stomp on the Tree of Woe, Takeshita was by Sammy G. Tie attacks on the outside. Fast vertical suplex by Takeshita looked good. Dodgy sitting down German suplex to Sammy. That was pretty cool, but dodgy at the same time, like. And then a clothesline by Takeshita. A reverse strong zero. So it was on the front. Can't remember what it is. It's like kind of, they got him upside down like that, and they pile driving him, like. But I can't remember what it's called, like.
Spider drive.
Spider driver.
That's what I'm calling it.
Oh, there we are. We'll call it a spider driver. Yeah, strong zero. Then a deadlift German by Takeshita, and Sammy reverses out of it. That was pretty cool. Spanish fly by Sammy G gets a 2 count. Canadian by Sammy G gets a 2 count. Blue Thunder Bomb by Takeshita gets a 2 count. Release Super German by Takeshita. That looked wicked. Gets a 2 count. Ty then causes a distraction. Sammy hits the GTH for the finish of the match. Yeah, it was an okay match. It was pretty good. I went with Takeshita man of the match.
No, I went to Takeshita man of the match too.
5 times.
Okay, yeah. Really.
5 times. Yeah, it's good. Good match.
Well, it was a wicked match, mate. But it was probably should have been on Dynamite rather than maybe some of the other matches. But you know, Rampage was poo last week, so
Yeah. We're going to have one good Rampage a year, don't we?
yeah.
Next up, we had a promo. QTV talks about Hobbs' next opponent. Who could it be? And then there's also like a video package of QT showing off his new finisher, which he's nicked from a Japanese wrestler.
Yeah.
Tanahashi? No, it's not Tanahashi, is it?
I'm setting up for Forbidden Door, innit?
Yeah. I don't know why QT's setting up for the Forbidden Door, but...
Well, he's a good wrestler, mate. I knew he was probably a big name, but
there's no story like there for him. There haven't been no story build or anything like, or even kept in the main focus. You know what I mean?
The Hobbs thing.
Yeah, but that, like, he hasn't been on TV for weeks, like, except for the last 2 times, because he's all of a sudden created QTV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But next up, we had a promo backstage. Lexi Nair, Hardy with the contract, Ego running his mouth, saying that he's got his back. He signs a contract. Matt Hardy's laughing all the way through, which
as well.
My speculation is that thing he just signed has released Hardy from his contract.
And Party as well.
Who?
Private Party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. As he said as well, I've ruined this contract with myself.
Yeah. Right down to the very fine details. And I reckon he's going to screw him over in the match. It's going to be like your hands tied behind your back match or something like that. Like.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I completely agree.
So it's going to be Ego versus Hook. Whenever that was set for, I'm not sure. Then we had the House of Black being Brody and Malachi, even though they're called the Kings of the Black Throne or something like that, versus best friends in Trent and Chucky T. This was an okay match. Nice kitchen sink by Malachi. Brody takes out Trent on the apron, Trent into the guardrail, and then there was a big beat down on the outside by the House of Black. Brody raking the face on the ropes, headlock and sliding on the ropes. I've always quite liked that. German to Malachi, DDT on to Brody by Trent, and then a dive. That was nice. Nice shotgun off the top by Trent as well. Gets a 2 count. Half and half soul food by best friends. Chokeslam on the apron by Brody, and not like the crappy one. It was actually across the back of it.
Yeah.
Chuck through the table. Brody hit with a chair. Oh no, Brody. What? Chuck thrown through the table by Brody. Chair to Brody by Trent. And then a chair to Trent by Malachi. And there was a DQ finish. So I think best friends won. I went with Trent man of the match.
I want Brody.
Like I said, it was an okay match. I had 2 moments after the match. House of Black attacks Chucky T. Orange comes out. Buddy attacks him on the ramp on his way down, which I thought was pretty cool. And then Dante's Inferno to Chucky T.
After the match, Malachi's like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew what you were going to do. You think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
Well,
Good,
that was
man.
brilliant as well.
Good story, man. Good story.
Again, I agree with you. I had 2 moments.
On par, man. On par. Then we had a promo video, and it was Swerve and Keith Lee, and a lot of back and forths. It's reasonably entertaining, but the storyline for me is dead.
Yeah, it's boring, mate. It's not entertaining at all. It's like it's another Christian and Jungle Boy. It's like they're trying to eke it out too much.
They are, but it's like I'm enjoying like Swerve doing his promos, and I'm enjoying Keith Lee doing his promos. I'm just not enjoying the fact that they're still doing their shit like together. It's like it's dead already, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am enjoying Swerve as a character, as a promo guy, as a wrestler. Same as Keith Lee, like, do you know what I mean? Just not, like I said, not together. The best line in it is by Keith Lee. If I bury you 6 foot deep, that's going to make you an underground rapper. That was the best line in the whole thing, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next up, we had Marina Shafir vs Ty Valkyrie in a squash match, pretty much, in essence. Back and forth reverse early on, pretty fluent, looked pretty nice. Jade and Co come out on stage, scrappy slaps by Taya, and then the titty boom finish by Taya, or Ride of the Valkyrie, or whatever it's called. What's it called?
Road to Valhalla.
That's what I said. You probably heard something like Ride of Valhalla or something like that. No, I definitely meant the titty boom. Time out of the match, 0 moments. After the match, Jade and Mark, blah 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 blah, go to the ring, Tootie. So they send Tootie, the fruity lawyer, to send a cease and desist, and then she gets titty boomed. And then Jade tries to run into the ring. Blah blah blah. Hopefully she's going to lose her belt very soon and then be off TV very long.
Too tight.
Next up, huh?
I say she's a good champion. She's a wrestler, I mean.
And she's probably one of the only ones that is convincingly able to take it from her and there not be no backlash.
Yeah.
Unless it was someone like Statlander or
Britt Baker.
Or Britt Baker, yeah. Britt Baker would be a good one. Yeah. But anyway, next up we had a promo with Lexi Nair. Anna J says, have you ever had, do you know how painful it is to have dislocated ribs? I'm going to make Julia Hart tap out. It's good. Good promo. Not. It's a bit shit. Hence the reason she's not in the background, because it was a bit shit. And she's not part of the Dark Order, and I've only got her as the Dark Order. Next up was the main event of the evening, was Action Andretti versus Juice Robinson in a stale as fuck match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Juice screaming at Action Andretti most of the way through the match. So what? How do you feel, Ricky Starks? How do you feel then, Ricky Starks? He's not Ricky Starks, man. Spinning splash by Action Andretti was nice. Rear choke by Action Andretti, but a nice escape by Juice. Action Andretti into the steps a couple of times. Flapjack back splash by Juice was quite nice. Poor kitchen sink by Juice. Looked fucking terrible. But it did look as though like he would do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say that, but it didn't look like a kitchen sink. Nice gut buster by Juice. Strong Radish whip by Juice. Action Andretti dive. Arabian moonsault by Action Andretti. DDT by Action Andretti. Gets a 2 count. Leg lariat and then a spike pile driver by Juice for the finish of the match. Like I said, it was a bit of a stale match for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Juice Robinson is not doing it at all.
No.
He's just not coming across properly, is he?
No, I think he needs to join a clip.
Yeah.
I know he's in the clip, but maybe like
BCC.
I thought about BCC, but he didn't want to do that. Maybe Jess?
Maybe. But then he becomes a goofy character then, doesn't he? You know? Needs to have somebody legitimate behind him that's kind of like, that will take him seriously and get him that push, like, to me.
Maybe the House of Black.
That would probably work. That would probably work, yeah. But he's certainly not, like, he's got the look. Like for me, right, it's unforgivable that you forget your own fucking name on a promo. Like that you have to smell the fart acting to remember your last name, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Robinson. Do you know what I mean? No. So yeah, like, he's just not cutting it for me, man. Just not cutting the mustard, bro. But I went with Juice Robinson for man of the match because it was basically always going to be Juice Robinson in the way that it was portrayed when he was actually wrestling Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
And 2 moments.
Yeah, agreed.
You're just saying that.
Yeah, I didn't really try to pay attention to this match, but like you said, it didn't grab.
No.
No.
No, not great. Overall, though, Rampage was all I.
Yeah.
So.
The same. The first match was awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was good. You thought it was awesome, but it was probably the best match out of all of it, out of Dynamite and Rampage. Do you know what I mean? Like,
at least the second, if not the first.
But Sammy G does tend to have very memorable, entertaining matches. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
or like since he's been there, so.
Yeah, he's sick, mate. His very first match, like. So, but yeah, that's all I've got for Rampage. There's no more notes on that. Have you got any rumours of wrestling?
No, I haven't read anything because I've been waiting.
I've got one. WWE has now gone into a partnership with Endeavour to sell to UFC, or the parent company of UFC. So they are now making the waves to have a 51% ownership, and then 49% still gets owned by who it was previously, being the shareholders and fans and whatever. Like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the news apparently. So, I did read one on April 1st that Tony Khan and his dad bought WWE for 10 million. 10 billion. 1 billion above the asking price, and the 1 billion was to make Vince fuck off and never step foot on WWE soil ever again.
April Fools.
Huh?
April Fools.
Yeah. Yeah. Couple of injuries as well. Dante Martin. Ouchie.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Watch it in a minute, mate. It's pretty nasty. Like, probably one of the worst injuries in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, Sabu flying up and landing on his head, that was pretty bad. Like, Taz had a pretty bad one. Kurt Angle had a pretty bad one, even though it was only a concussion. But this one, mate, it's like, just watch it, man. It's nasty. Legs are not supposed to bend that way. Put it that way. Do you know what I mean? Put it this way. It doesn't actually bend.
Yeah.
There's no bending. For it to be bending. Well, no, actually, yeah, it does bend. Because for it not to bend, it has to have something structural inside it, doesn't it? Yeah, so it does bend. Yeah, but watch it after. So Dante, yeah, he's going to be out for probably quite a few months. Shane McMahon is injured also.
Shane McMahon?
Yeah, Shane McMahon. Blew his knee out. Anyone else? Matt and Nick Jackson, they're both injured. That's all I can think of. No other news is shouting out to me at the moment anyway. So, you got anything else now?
No.
Thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, thanks for anybody who's helped us do this blog. Please keep on liking, sharing and subscribing. Check out the other videos we have got online, which are
Nicholas Memoir Season 1, halfway through Season 2, which will be uploaded soon. Live events, me jumping off a bar and all sorts.
Yeah, so go and check those lovely things out. Catch you next weekend. I've been Big Z.
I've been Dorsey.
And we'll catch you next week for episode 200. Another milestone. So catch you next week. Peace.